not to. You know what I'm saying? I hope that the clients I go in that I can actually help. You know, that I don't like going into somewhere that I feel hopeless or helpless. You know what I'm saying? That I can't do no good for them. But I try to do as best I can. But I know my lines. I know my boundaries. You know what I'm saying? I know where I believe I'm going over my head. You know, and that's when I will tell them, look, you know, I'll either need to pass you on to another individual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That can mess with this, have more knowledge on this. But I don't mess with stuff like this. You know, even just being a violent ghost. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's violent, I try not to even mess with. So if if I'm going into a case that has a lot of violence in it, somebody saying, well, I'm getting scratched.
Unless it's like kid related.
Yeah, unless a kid, I will go in, but I usually go in with somebody like Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That has a little more experience on things like this. That way, if it winds up turning into something terrible, Joe's got a lot of good contacts. Joe has his groups. You know what I'm saying? It's a very good, credible group in getting hold of individuals that are, priests or preachers or something like that, a demonologist. He's got a whole array of phone books full of numbers.
How do you all do a lot of your networking? I mean, is it at fest, like, scare fest type deals?
Internet.
Oh,
the internet's a big part of it.
Internet is awesome.
Yeah.
It's YouTube's. We learn a lot from different groups of YouTube's. MySpace has become a big paranormal tool.
Yes, it has. You're actually starting to see more paranormal groups go to MySpace than actual websites.
Yeah, that's almost anything now.
And we're sticking together too.
Right.
We're sticking together. So you pull up my MySpace site right now, and you can see 1,000 paranormal groups.
Yeah.
And you can, and I can say, okay, here's my card. Go to my MySpace site and look for this individual here. He can actually help you better at that case, at your case. You know what I'm saying? Than I can. I don't have the right tools, equipment, or the knowledge for this case. And I'm not afraid to tell a client this.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not afraid to say that I'm, I like that experience. And I'm not going to let that experience say that I'm better than another group or not better than another group, but I know where my boundaries are.
Right, exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I don't feel like I'm underpowered at all, because like I said, I do this for free. I do it for free, and to me, it's all about credibility. So I had no problem saying, Joe, how do you feel about this case? Would you like to take this case? And Joe say, yay or nay. And we can pass it on to somebody else or something,
But y'all also, you do it to help people, but you also do it because it's what you like doing too. Right?
Yeah, we ain't gonna deny that.
That's why you like going to public places or stuff like that.
Exactly. And you meet some of the nicest people in the world. You really, because you're sharing the same interests and same common goals you are. They're just, as I tell everybody, if somebody's never been to California before, wouldn't it be nice to go there with a map? You know what I'm saying? Maybe a couple pictures to look at. Well, that's the same thing. We're all going to be, you know what I'm saying? If that final day for us is coming. And when we cross over to the other side, I'd like to have some sort of a knowledge of it or about it. And my kinfolk going to be there, my family, my friends, you know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Yeah.
And what's it going to look like? It's a map. And we're, like I say, we're at the pioneer stage of this. Our equipment's starting to get better. You know what I'm saying? Things like this. We're pulling all kinds of equipment out. We're pulling cafeteria, food tester temperature guns out. You know what I'm saying? Using them for ghost hunting now. For cold spots. We're temperature data logger. You ever see a temperature data logger? That's the coolest thing in the world. It looks like a jump drive. Okay. A lot of refrigeration folks use this. They say somebody has a big refrigerator in a business and it's kind of failing at times. You can leave this device out. It looks just like a jump drive. Matter of fact, I got my jump drive on it. It's got a little USB into it like this, and you just pop it on, turn it on, and this thing will last a whole week longer collecting data. You just leave it in the freezer.
What does it actually collect? Just temperature?
Temperature data. So they can tell you if something's actually happening in this room. You take that data back after leaving it a week or a day or whatever, how long you want, plug it in your laptop, and it'll actually give you a bar graph of when the temperature's dropping. Cool. So that may just be the thing saying, hey, we've noticed that the temperature in this room has dropped from 2 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the morning. Some really funny things have been going on. So they can say, hey Joe, how about set an investigation between maybe say 1 and 4 at this location, and we need to focus on between 2 and 3 o'clock because the temperatures are fluctuating. It's been doing that at the same time all week long at that time. And maybe it might be the time where this energy is manifesting at a stronger rate, and we might actually get better evidence, collect better evidence, and we know the times to look for it. You know, it's called a temperature data logger. You know, it's like $40. You know, we're using other people's equipment out here. EMF detectors were for cell phones.
Well, there's no official paranormal research equipment, is there?
Well,
I mean, there might be
now.
now.
There's
you
a
know,
few now.
but it's all
Obelisk is
based
one of
on
them.
something else.
The millimeter is probably
Mel
the most
meter.
credible. The story behind the millimeter, the best I can remember, is this gentleman that created it. His 17-year-old daughter passed away, I think in a car wreck. I could be wrong about that, but she did pass away. And he wanted to communicate with her. So he created this device, and basically what it is an EMF meter and a digital thermometer combined into one instrument. But it was created specifically for the paranormal field.
So there's not much like that, though. I mean, I guess now there might be a lot more, you know. But
they're coming out with new ideas. Bill Chappell is a genius.
The Ovilus is another one that's been created.
Yeah, what was that created for originally? Is that
paranormal?
The Ovilus?
Yeah. That guy's a genius.
What was that based on to begin with?
Basically, what it does is it takes senses the environment and converts it into words. It has like 512 words programmed into it, and it converts it into words.
It's weird how the thing works. It's fascinating though to hear carry on. But
it's very controversial. I've used it. I don't have one in my group now. At one time I did. I've used it. At times I've been impressed, and times I wasn't. So.
And I'm the same way. Usually when it's impressive, it really impressed me. Because I've actually had it say words that's not embedded into the dictionary, and I've actually got the EVPs right behind it saying the same thing within seconds. It'll say, for an example, are you a female? I always try to be polite and ask, are you a female first? And you might get the obelisk say, no. And then on the recorder you hear a female's voice go, no. You know what I'm saying? And I go, wow, that's pretty credible. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So then, and that gets me started knowing, okay, now we're in an area that might have activity. Now we might want to focus on this area, see if what else we can catch.
The one time that I used the Ovilus that I was impressed, we were investigating Souls Chapel Cemetery just outside of Somerset, Kentucky. And at one time there was a church there on the cemetery grounds, and it burned. And depends on what story you read, several people supposedly died there in the fire. But we stepped up in, and the remains of the church are still there. I mean, it's just the foundation and the few boards and stuff laying there. And we were down there, and we had the Ovilus with us. And one of our investigators had the Ovilus in his hand, and he stepped up into the remains of the church. And the Ovilus said, fire. You talk about making the hair stand on your arms.
Yeah, I hear you.
And that was the first and only time he'd ever said the word fire.
That's like we took the obelisk into a location in Owensboro on investigation, and the obelisk said shot, pain, and priest, all three right back to back. All of a sudden, I felt that static charge kind of go down my back. We shot the camera, and that's where we got the half-body apparition. Then find out later on, and we were locked into this building. We were locked in. It used to be an old church in the late 1800s, and then find out that the priest's daughter hung herself in the bell tower. And he got so depressed that he blew his head off.
Wow.
And there the obelisk said shot, pain, and priest. I mean...
Yeah, that's some intriguing stuff
but
there.
What's really neat about the obelisk, too, is it's embedded... The English language is embedded into this. All 512 words are English. There is certain words that will say words that's not embedded into it, and will also speak other languages.
Mm-hmm. Names, too. No, one was saying your name.
Calling my name out, huh? They're starting to get... You know, I get to the point, I got more friends on the other side than I got on this side. That's kind of sad, isn't it?
I don't feel him, bro.